Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm Nasi Alam, graduate teaching assistant, Department of English, North Dakota State University. Welcome to my channel. The name of my channel is Simple Talk. On my channel, I publish Duolingo test videos. I also give Duolingo suggestions. All besides this profession, I work as a graduate teaching assistant. So I also teach many ways of improving your English. English is not my first language, it is my second language. I said it earlier. So I always try to develop myself. I want you to be with me to develop yourself. So let's start the journey together. I'm going to take my 15th English practice test. I don't know what I'm going to score today. You know that I score between 125 and 145. My real test scores are 140. So let's start. Where will we go? We will go here. Then we will click practice test. And here comes our practice test. Let's see what we do. Okay, first of all, we will select the real English words. Dear, English word. Nurse is an English word. Cheese, yeah, head, hate, uh, crash, no, lose, yeah, dukes, no, warted, what, from what to warted, it could be plan, visual, no, no, others I don't think so. So how I understand whether they are the English words or not? So you have to read regularly, you have to talk to people in English regularly, and you have to, particularly it's better if you read your English newspapers loudly. Just for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, read every word loudly and see which are the real English words and which are not. During your practice, you will come to know more about them.
She knew exactly what the answer was.
So remember, always hear it thrice. I said it in other videos. If you watch them, I always tend to hear every sentence thrice. In my first hearing, I just write down the answer. Then I double check whether I wrote the right answer or not.
She knew exactly what the answer was.
So I wrote the right answer. Again, you should not take anything for granted. It's better to hear it thrice. I said it.
She knew exactly what the answer was.
Yeah, so that's the correct answer. July, the hotel. Oops, it should be hotel. See, Union Hotel. Hotel has the large rooms. Oops. Where the talks will be held. Space for reserved people to their always remember, in your real exam you cannot talk. You need to take the exam. This is not a real exam. I'm talking. Sometimes I make mistakes. So this is a real test. I consider it to be a real test. So what I do, I write down the answers. I know seven. I'm clear about this one. 70. Yes. Rooms. Fine. Talks. Reserve for people to present there. I'm not sure about this one. Preserve. No, present, precise there. Present there. Precise before attending the conference. People attending the conference. See, revision is important. Because of typing fast, sometimes I make spelling mistakes, right? To no, I'm not sure about these two answers, but whatever it is, I won't cheat by looking at the dictionary meanings. It's not good. So what happens here, you talk about the image, also you can say something that is related to the image. It is something from another world, another mindset you can talk about as long as it is related to the image. So let me recall. Performing arts are also supported by workers in related fields such as songwriting and stagecraft.
The French emblem is now on their passports. The French emblem is now on their passports. The French emblem is now on their passports.
So I heard it thrice. So you have to be very careful at times. Look at her pronunciation of emblem. It's not easy. We say emblem, but she said emblem. So what you can do, you can just think about the image after French emblem and talking about passport. So probably emblem is image, probably talking about the image. That's how I sensed it. It's not that I understood that it could be I understood the pronunciation correctly. It's nothing like that. I just sensed it. Sometimes you can make a sense out of anything. This would change the future and make it easier to produce and sell integrated circuits. So I just write down the answers I know about, then I wait, I revise them. Uh, Even the surprising part is I got this question almost 5 times, and every time I make mistakes or every time I stay bothered in the same filling the blanks. It shows that Duolingo test is all about your practice. It's all about your basics. If your basics are good, you're gonna do well. If they are poor, you'll have to work very hard to improve your English. It's nothing to do with your practices. Yeah, you can practice them, you can know the formats. Still, if your English isn't up to the standard, it's not easy to get a good score in Duolingo, in the Duolingo tests. So after reading for a while, after revising, I think I have got most of the answers correct. You can check them, you can revise them, you can give me the correct answers. I have no problem. I don't check my answers. I let the readers do them. They check. Most of the time, I think I get the answers right. Otherwise, yeah, I wouldn't have scored 140. I could have scored 110 or 105, maybe. So scarce means few. Then inadequate, it also means not adequate, few. Then redevelopment, you know it well. Recreational, you know it comes from recreation. Cricket is a recreational game, you can say. Soccer could be a recreational game. Obstacle, I have many obstacles. Writing a full paper is an obstacle for me right now at the moment. Consent, amiable, literal, it means you do what you mean, you say what you mean. Then committed, yeah, I'm committed to my followers, I'm committed to you. Oils, oil starts smoking before boiling at a temperature that is higher than the boiling temperature of water.
Modern art excites some people but probably baffles many more. Modern art excites some people but probably baffles many more.
I couldn't hear the first two sentences carefully, or I was not careful about the first two recordings. Let me give it my last thought. I'm sorry about that. I'm burping.
Modern art excites some people but probably baffles many more.
Not good. Last one. It's light proof and makes sure you get no problems when opening the camera.
They are more receptive to the effects of this medication than the last group. They are more receptive to the effects of this medication than the last group.
So always hear it twice. I made a mistake in my previous recording. Will I think about it? No, I'll move on. I'll think about the next video. So this is a real exam scenario. You may make mistakes. Do not stay bothered about your mistakes. Just move on. See what potential you might explore in the future.
They are more receptive to the effects of this medication than the last group.
See, in my third recording, I could hear the word da. Ritual means it's a kind of ritual. You do it every day, like waking up in the morning, brushing up the teeth is a kind of ritual. Concede means you concede defeat, you give up. Resignation, you know, metaphor, is a figure of speech, not comparing directly. Murmur means whisper, crying a little. Narrator, I'm speaking at the moment, I'm the narrator. Then credibility, see, let's say I'm working as a graduate teaching assistant. I'm doing my master's in English, so I have some credibility. I'm not anyone who is not legitimate. I'm a legitimate person, and that's why I think that I can take this test and can talk about it. And I have 2 Duolingo test course. So these all are credible experiences. You can say fringe. Fringe is an English word. I was talking to you. I lost my focus. It happens. Doesn't matter. I love you. Scientists try to explain why things act the way they do and predict what will happen.
It was immediately successful on both popular and official levels. It was immediately successful on both popular and official levels.
See, I heard it thrice. That's how I could get it correct. I heard it twice. I can hear it again.
It was immediately successful on both popular and official levels.
I'm sure about the answer. This is the correct answer. Even in my real exam, I heard it thrice. But I made a mistake somewhere in my real test. I think I failed to speak one sentence properly. I lost my time. Oops. So I wrote the answers I know about. Now is my time to look back and revise. Tenses. No. So what you have to do, you have to read English magazines. Sometimes the passages come from those magazines. I got two of these passages in my real exam tests from National Geography magazines, I think, because they were about animals. So I could sense that they were from National Geography magazines. So if you have time, try to read English magazines, try to read English newspapers, and most of them are from the animal categories. That's what I see in Duolingo, in the Duolingo test. Many of them are from the animal category. So if you want to do well on the Duolingo test, I would say to you, read the English magazines which are from the animal categories. Then retrace, juggle means you juggle. Then wreckage, it means I can show you my house, how wreckage the house is, then or how much wreckage we have done to the house. Intrusion means you invade people's privacy. I have this habit, I tend to be more curious about people's lives. Nostalgic, you think about your past. I think about my life in Bangladesh. Syllabus, we all prepare our syllabi or syllabus in singular, syllabi in plural. Tranquility means peace. So I'm living in tranquility. There is no outside noise, but you hear some noises coming from my children. So part of life. Slender means few, margin. Yeah, I think I'm right with the other ones.
A micronutrient is needed in smaller amounts, but it is still important. A micronutrient is needed in smaller amounts, but it is still important. A micronutrient is needed in smaller amounts, but it is still important.
Many of you ask me about the possibility of using earphones. No, you cannot use earphones in your real exam. You cannot, you can drink water, no problem with that. Then, yeah, you cannot move away from the camera. You cannot shout, you cannot talk, and nobody can knock on the door while the exam is going on. The controller then tells the input to turn off the power as the water is already boiling. So that's the point. Then what else? Oh, if the results are invalid, if you somehow receive an invalid result, please write to the DuoLingo authority as soon as possible, email them or find out their number. I don't think they have any number. Email them or contact the DuoLingo authority, and then they will ask you to take the test again. But it will have to be done within 72 hours. Let's say you have received your results and you are expecting to get 180, not possible, 125, but somehow you see that your results are invalid. Do not get hesitated, do not feel frustrated, just contact the DuoLingo authority and they will give you the opportunity again. But they will read your, I think, yeah, on the DuoLingo app, I think on the DuoLingo app, you have that option to ask them to review your results or ask them to give you a second chance. Then you can get a second chance. If they will inform you that you can take the test again, then you'll get your second chance. I haven't had that experience, but I wish I could have that experience. Then I would tell you more in concrete details, but that's what I know. And you can also yeah, check the DuoLingo website, and or in the description box I may give you the links. So I'm not sure about most of the answers. Probably most of them are right. I'm being humble here, I guess. But if we go to the next section, we will understand whether our answers are right or not. So set right answer, provide I said new people access, it was wrong. Use for, yeah, I think feature, I think many of them are wrong here. Botanical garden, I think 3 answers wrong. So what I do here, I tend to look at the last sentences and I look at the first sentence of the next paragraph. So I read the last sentences. I read the first sentence. And I thought that it could be the right answer. Alhamdulillah. Sorry about that. Excuse me. Oh, it was tough because I talk to you and I also take the test. It's tough. The Duolingo tests are not that easy, but I'm glad that you had showed your interest in watching my videos. It means a lot to me. I love you from the core of my heart. So I'm just an average test taker. See, I also make mistakes. That's what the point is. I want to feel that I'm okay, you're okay, and we can all work hard to develop. Yeah, so you are a student who is interested in study abroad programs. I want to study abroad and I'm interested in the program, and I want to talk to my professor and I want to have different experiences of going, because my professor is experienced. He knows how students can study abroad and how to do well abroad. And so I would like to ask him some questions about the study abroad programs.
Hi there. What can I do for you?
So I want to study abroad. The answer should be that one.
Yes, that's correct. I'm the one who manages the study abroad programs.
So
What can I help you with?
he manages the study abroad programs. So my next answer. So no, not this one. So your tone has to be polite. Oh, that makes sense. That's not a polite tone. I was wondering. It's a polite way of asking.
Sure. The programs are open to all students, and you can choose from a variety of different options depending on your interests.
I'm not interested. No, it's not the right answer. Scholarship, not talking about scholarship, not talking about the job position. Yeah, because
We have a lot of students who are interested in studying business or history abroad. We've also had students do volunteer work and work as aides in schools teaching English.
that sounds easy enough. That's not a polite expression. I mean, China, no. A lot of different options. So how can I narrow down the options?
If you want, we can set up a meeting to go through the programs together. Just let me know your field of study and academic interests beforehand so I can have a few options prepared. You can fill out the meeting request form online to select a date and time.
No trip. There is no discussion about the trip. So that won't be the right answer. I'll let you know my decision. It's a wrong expression. You can't tell your professor that I'll let you know. You can say, but in this case, I won't say it's the right answer. Let us look for a better polite expression. I think I would thank my professor first. So when you have this kind of dialogue, always put yourself in the professor's shoe. What kind of answers would you like to hear from your students? Would you be happy with impolite expressions? I don't think so. So keep your politeness in mind. I think that is the right answer. If it is not the right answer, you can slap me right now. Oh my God, you can slap me. Oh, it's not the right answer. It should have been. That sounds perfect. I should have checked it. So in my real test, I got 9 out of 10 of them correct. One was wrong. My last question, even in my real test, was wrong. So the same case is here. My last answer is wrong. Oh. Okay. So describe a time you were surprised. What happened? In your real exam, finish it in 4 minutes, then try to revise. I learned it from Reem Alom. I watched her channel one day and she talked about it. So I think that could be a good idea. You can use that.
What do you do to make a good first impression on people?
What do? I dance, waka waka yeah. What I do? I don't know. Let's think about it. Should I make my first impression on you, the robot lady? Okay, I don't know. I smile a lot, I talk to people, I ask them many questions, and I show my humble nature. I show my curiosity about people. For example, whatever the situation is, whatever the setting is, if you ask me to converse with people, I do a very good job at it. So the way I do it, people like me very much. And when they talk to me, when they meet me, when they talk about different aspects of their lives, they just gravitate towards me. The reason is I let them talk, I ask them plenty of questions, and I am a good listener. So if you want to make good impressions on people, you have to listen well, you have to ask them questions, and you have to remain humble. You should not, if you just talk about yourself, if you don't have a listening skill, or if you don't know how to rhetorically analyze a person's inside of the mind, then you might struggle to form bonds, you might struggle to develop your rhetorical techniques, you might even struggle to persuade someone else into your arena. So right now, the irony is I talk a lot. I tend to focus myself on more when I talk to people. That's why I think I'm losing some people in from my life. So I need to go the opposite direction. So that's what I do to impress. These phones remind me of my past. When I was 6 years old, my parents had this phone, and you have to just scroll in a cyclical way. So let's say you want to call 621, so you have to put your finger on the 6 button, then you have to cycle it, then you have to again put your finger on the 2 button, you have to cycle it, then you have to put it on the 1 button, then you have to cycle it, and you have to hold your receiver. Then I used to have that experience. I used to call random people, and I loved giving them some fun. I sang songs. I remember one Bangla song. I can't speak Bangla here. It's something like that. It's written by Rudra Muhammad Shahidullah. The song is Bhalo Achi Bhalo Theko Akashe ঠিকানায় চিঠি লেখো. So I used to sing that song in Bengali, but if I translate it for my foreign audiences, it would be like stay fine and right to the sky. So that's what I used to say to people, that stay fine, right to the sky, and I love you, something like that. So I always have this I love you mentality, and I used to have these phones to love people. And I had a 6-year-old female friend. I used to call her, and my mother was present at the time. That's why I've become a lover of life. You can say that. Oh, I think getting married was the best decision of my life, and it was an important decision for me. So I said, what was the decision? The decision was getting married. Why was it important? I wanted to settle down. I was leading an uncomfortable life. I was vulnerable in my position. I wanted to get married to settle down, and I am not a relationship guy. I can't have many relationships. I can't have many lovers. That is not my nature. I have to get married. That is my mentality. And so when I was growing up, when I had some mental issues, I thought that I could only settle down by getting married. Thankfully, I found my wife. I talked to her. I told her that I'm in love with you. I would like to get married to you. Then we decided to relay this information to our family members. Our family members approved. Then we decided to get married. And so we got married with our parental decisions. First, we liked each other, but we took our parents' consent. So it was an important decision. It taught me a lot of things about life. I could know that how to appreciate another person, how to respect another person, that you are not a single person anymore. You have to take out everyone's attention into your consideration. And I decided to do it by following my heart. That's what I did. right now, because of the increased speed, I can upload my videos as quickly as possible. It has many advantages. Let's see, I'm just uploading this video, and then I let my YouTube viewers know that the new video is being uploaded. Please watch it. So they watch it instantly, they give me comments, and they, if they don't like my videos, they go to other videos, they write their comments there. I also check their videos and I see their comments, how they are writing it. So everything is done in a very fast pace manner. So what it shows that because of the internet, the world has become smaller, and we have been connecting to the outside world at a fast rate. And the more we connect with the world, the more things we can do, and the better things we can achieve, the more help we can provide to the newer generation. Also, my if I have some other examples, something like my children, okay, they finish their school, and instead of waiting for them, I look at my GPS, and then I know that they are coming. Then I leave the room, so, or leave the house. So what happens as a result, I spend more time doing something I like. I spend more time reading. Even I do my laundry, I have this app. The app let me know that my laundry is done, so I don't have to have this mental calculation. I just go down quickly. So it happens because of the speeding, or because of the speeding rate of communication. Instead of talking to people, I can Facebook people. I can, instead of spending money on my phone, I can just, yeah, use my Wi-Fi. I can Facebook people. I can WhatsApp people, and without think about the previous years, they didn't have WhatsApp. So they had to spend a lot of money on their mobile phone accounts. But right now, we don't have to do that. I call my parents. I talk to them on WhatsApp. I talk to my in-laws on WhatsApp. So do I need to spend money there? No, I don't have to. I just, and even the money that we spend on it is very few compared to the money we used to spend on overseas calls even 5 years back. So things are changing, and things are going for the better, and we are becoming more connected to the outside world only because of the speed of communication. And that's why the world is becoming smaller and wider. So these questions, they may come in your real test. So you might want to get ready for the real test. I'm not sure if they do not come this year. Probably next year you will have these questions. And so these videos are important. Watch these videos and see how the new questions are going to form and how you can write. So what is the question? No, it's not true, just writing it down. So you write about the topic, then so write a follow-up response. So the follow-up response, so I have had two question prompts. The first one, write about accepting a bad situation, or write about overcoming that bad situation. So that part is finished. Now the second part is follow-up response. It means there is another question prompt. It means I have had two questions. I answered the first question. Now I'm gonna answer the second question, that is finding new opportunities. So related to my argument, how can I find new opportunities? So the task tested my writing skills. They are taking my opinions. They are conducting a survey. They are trying to see whether this new format would be applicable or not. So what I understand about this new format, you have two question prompts. Write down the answer in the first prompt and look at the question. They might ask you to give some examples based on your first answer. So at that time, in your second prompt, try to expand your horizon, come with some examples that are related to your first prompt. That's what I understand. No, yeah, strongly agree. Agree. No, I was talking to you. No, I don't have. No. So my score is 120 to 130. So that's my score. So you can see the score here. 120 to 130 means 6.527 in the IELTS. So that's the score. So if you want to score 120 or 130, perform like me. And if you want to score better, perform better. Okay. And if you want to score 140, yeah, you can score 140 in the real test. So you can perform much better. But these are just my examples. Hopefully they'll help you out. So take care, everyone. Thank you and see you later. Bye.